to redeem ourselves against. But it's a part of our history.
En plus, les gens ils vont penser qu'il fait super beau vu que le fond ici est bleu ici. 너 언제 어디서 먹을지 모르겠어. 맨날 가는 거야. 이런 거 맛있어.
Cherry liquor in a chocolate cup. It's very good.
Portuguese, extremo,
Like the family, the parents said, just to be friends with our children. You don't need to cook, you don't need to eat, you don't need to do homework,
Esse é uma coisa mais uma saia, assim,
For some reason I can't explain, I knew something would call my name once again. I have a story to be told, but I've heard